Hello, good night. We're the team number 1, and today we're going to talk about the switches. The members of the team are Sarai, Andrea, Erika,
Sergio.
y I am Andrea. Our agenda is this. First, we are going to tell you the introduction. After that, the manually operated switches, the mechanically operated switches, the examples, a conclusion, and our references. The introduction for this topic we're going to talk about the mechanical and manual switches, and you're going to see two kinds of them. And after that, we're going to tell you some examples.
Manually operate switches are controlled by hand. These include toggle switches, push button switches, knife switches, and selector switches. And the normally open is push button, which makes circuit when it's pressed and returns it to its open position when the button is reslate. It's like this.
The other two types of manually operated switches are normally closed, and in this case, when you activate the switch, this closes, and when you deactivate the switch, it's open. Is the, how do you say reversa? Contrario, opposite, the open. And the other type is break before make function button, and is the mixed of the two other buttons, the closing and open.
An example of the manual switch is when the bus driver press the buttons and it does send instruction for the door to open and close. Mechanical operated switches is controlled by factors such as pressure, position, and temperature. And the limit switches is like this, and it's very common in an industrial control device.
The example of the mechanically switch is like a floater or the tinaco. This is the structure of the inside of this, and the function of this is that imagine that this is the floater, and when the tinaco is with no water, the floater is like this in this position, and so we can see that this sphere activates this little arm and that is actuating like a switch and sends the signal to the water to pass into the tinaco. And when the tinaco is full, the floater is in this position, and the sphere goes back to this position, and the switch is inactivated. And this is the function of this example.
The individual conclusions are the difference each one switch and how it works in the industry.
In this topic, I learned about the difference between two types of switches, manually and mechanical, because I think are the same. No, and I learned about that.
This topic wasn't clear for me, but I can identify what is the kind of the types of
the switches?
Well, first, like a general conclusion, we can say that we didn't know about these topics, and when we started to do the practice in the laboratory, I can say, or we can say that we have learned a lot about this, and now we can understand the difference between a manual and a mechanical switch. Or what?
For my conclusion, I learned about this topic, but in several days. Well, in the high school, I have seen this, and I have a little idea of this, and it's more clear than the other things.
I learned to different the switch and the implementation in the industry.
And finally, like my individual conclusion, I can say that this is a topic very important to know, because we have to use this in our houses, and also we can learn each day a lot of more topics. So thanks for your attention, and we're going to give you a time to, para nosotros, ¿verdad? We're going to make you some questions, right? So the first question is one characteristic. Who knows one characteristic about the before switch make? Who knows that? For example,
It's a mix between the normally open or the normally closed
yes,
manual switch.
yes. Another question.
What are the types of manually switch?
Who knows that? Melly?
It's normally open, normally closed, wait before make.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, you're right. And the last question is
Is about that one characteristic of break before make?
no. Pero tú preguntaste el Ujú.
Yeah, thank you.
And what are the kind of mechanical switches? Who knows that? Eliana? Blanca?
Is precision, positions, and temperature.
Yes. So, do you have a question for us?
No.
Well, thanks
Very clear.
for your attention.